Hello everyone, Lucky Tremendous here, and after a seemingly long hiatus, I'm back for another episode of Lucky Talks TV. I really have to get around to changing that name, it is just so weird. But, in any case, I'm back for more Walking Dead reviews. Oh no, another one. Trust me guys, I will get around to doing more shows in the future. I just so happen to start on one that's exceedingly long. But I will review them to the quickest of my ability so that we can get on to a new series very soon. Today, we're going to be doing episode 5 of season 2 of The Walking Dead, Chupacabra. It's a very interesting title, not going to lie, because this is a very, very interesting episode. Without further ado, my friends, let's get into episode 5 of season 2 of The Walking Dead, Chupacabra. The episode opens up with, of all things, a flashback. It's one of the few instances in the show where we actually flash back to events previously not seen. And to be honest, I actually like it that way. Lori and Shane escaping to a refugee center on the onset of the big apocalypse, because mind you, this flashback takes place right as the end of the world was happening, so they're just outside of Atlanta. We also get to see Sophia totally not missing and talking with Carl, but weirdly enough though, and actually it's pretty awesome, is that Carol's husband Ed was resurrected for this flashback, showing that Carol and Lori actually met as soon as they came to Atlanta, so they've actually known each other like right from the very start, which is actually kind of cool. However, as the cars are locked up on the highway, military helicopters appear overhead, and of course, Lori and Shane bear witness to the military napalming Atlanta, which would explain all the burn marks and the dead soldiers everywhere throughout the entire city. Honestly, it definitely is something that was not seen in the books that I'm really happy they put in. Back in the present time, the survivors continue their search for the missing Sophia in the woods, dividing into different teams. Herschel expresses once again his concern to Rick that his group seems to be getting too comfortable living on his farm. Herschel is particularly concerned on how close Glenn and his daughter Maggie are getting. Meanwhile, Glenn accidentally finds out that Lori is pregnant. Well, yeah, you think when a woman asks you to get a pregnancy test for her that there's maybe something going on? But what do I know? I'm actually kind of terrible at that sort of thing. She urgently asks him to keep it a secret from Rick, Shane, and everybody else, which is actually an interesting change from the books. You see, the second Lori found out she was pregnant in the books, she instantly told everyone. There was no drama, she just came out and said, "Hey guys, I'm pregnant." So, yeah, but since this is a drama series, they had to change a few things to make it more dramatical, you understand. And I'm pretty sure with Shane still alive and all, and having him be dead in the books after she found out she was pregnant, it definitely changes a few things up. During one of the two search parties, Shane and Rick are talking about their old high school days, but then it eventually turns to Shane scolding Rick about the searching, saying that it's pointless, that Sophia is probably dead by now. But, of course, Rick urges that he still feels guilty for leaving her in the middle of the woods. Gee, you think? Oh my god. And Shane just says that they should keep moving on to Fort Benning, like they originally planned. Rick later confides in Lori that Shane might actually be right, that they might just be wasting their time, but Lori privately confronts Shane about all this, reminding him that her and Carl's well-being are no longer his problem, that he's not technically the big leader of this group anymore. At best, he's the right-hand man, and I think he secretly hates that. But the more Lori and Carl pull away, the crazier Shane seems to get, and the angrier he appears to be. Daryl goes out by himself on horseback to search for Sophia, eventually finding her doll sitting on a riverbank, which is actually kind of cool, not gonna lie, because, an actual development in finding her is big news. So, eventually Daryl follows the river to try and find more of Sophia, possibly to try and find her as well, but a snake frightens his horse and he's thrown from it. He is severely injured when he crashes into the riverbank and, of course, gets pierced by one of his own crossbow bolts. He starts to hallucinate as he loses more and more blood, and who does he hallucinate? Why, Merle, of course. That's right, Merle's one and only appearance this season, and the only time that Michael Rooker could appear on set, is in this episode. Merle, of course with both his hands, because this is a hallucination obviously, berates Daryl for spending more time searching for Sophia than for his own brother. I mean, Daryl wakes up in time to find a walker trying to bite him, but he quickly takes care of it and another walker, and takes their ears as trophies, hanging it around his neck. Oh my god. Now, this is definitely one of Daryl's highlights of the entire season, really showing just how badass of a character he is. When he's completely injured, he rips the thing sticking out of him and then uses it to kill 2 walkers. That was so awesome. And the fact that he goes completely all Castaway Rambo on us, taking the walkers as a necklace, the ears, using a giant buck knife, eating a squirrel raw. That is good TV, my friends. That's what makes great television. Limping towards the farm after climbing out of a hole with Merle continuing to berate him from inside his mind. Come on, man. Grab your friend Rick's hand. And from a distance, he is mistaken from a walker once he gets back to the farm. Andrea inadvertently shoots him in the head, grazing him, leaving a nice scar on the side, and of course knocking him unconscious. Rick reaches Daryl first, and of course hides the walker ear necklace before Herschel can see it. Daryl is treated for his wounds, and then as soon as he wakes up, Carol brings him food, shows her what he found, and she is eternally grateful. Honestly, it's definitely one of Carol and Daryl's very first and very best interactions, kind of like the Cherokee Rose scene from the last episode. She goes on to say, honestly, one of Carol's best quotes of either the whole series or definitely of this season. You did more for my little girl today than her daddy did in his whole life. Now that was great. Melissa McBride is one of the best actors on this show. Carol and Lori attempt to repay Herschel for his hospitality by cooking them dinner, but it leads to a very awkward dinner scene that, I must admit, is very hard to watch and definitely one of the low points of this episode. Maggie discreetly passes Glenn a note asking him where they would like to bang again. However, both Herschel and Dale notice this. It's not really that hard, especially with how awkward Glenn is. Glenn is sitting at the kids' table. These kids are clearly in high school in their 20s, and they're sitting at a kids' table. Yeah, but I can't lie. I used to sit at the kids' table a lot, even in my very early teen years, so I guess I can't lie about that. Glenn writes a reply and then returns the note. After dinner, Maggie reads Glenn's reply and is horrified that he promised to wait in the barn for her. She rushes to stop him, but it's too late. Glenn discovers the barn is full of corpses, walking corpses. Oh my god, he's completely scared, tries to run away, and the episode ends with Maggie saying, "You weren't supposed to see this." End. And then that's how Chupacabra ends, gotta say. This episode is good. Chupacabra definitely has a lot of good things about it. Amazing scenes by Daryl. The return of Michael Rooker as Merle is always appreciated. The growing tensions between friends and very soon to be enemies gets you right on the edge of your seat, thinking that, yes, after last episode's very average performance, we're finally getting back into the good stuff. And oh my friends, as we near the halfway point of this season, you're going to want to stick around to see what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of episode 5 of season 2 of The Walking Dead, Chupacabra. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more reviews from yours truly, Lucky Tremendous. And as always, I will see you dudes in the next video. Bye-bye.